Hi everyone, it's Sharon Elston, the Spice Lady. How are you? It's Saturday night and I'm going to be making a special dish. It's a Brazilian dish. Some of you might have heard of moqueca before, and I certainly have, but it wasn't until I was giving a private food safety class to one of my students. Deborah has just come to Canada 3 months ago, and I asked her, you know, what dish do you love the most, that you miss the most, that you don't get here in Ontario, in Canada? And she says, oh Sharon, I just miss moqueca, and I just love. When it comes to moqueca, one of the things that Deborah mentioned that is a must and that she just loves the flavor of is palm oil. And palm oil has gotten a bad rap in the past because it is a saturated fat. I have a palm oil here that's red palm oil, it's organic, and it has so many nutrient properties. I was sent the jar of red palm oil some time ago to do some testing, and it has a very long shelf life, and apparently it's not as scary as we think it is when we're talking about unrefined organic red palm oil. What you want is 1.5 pounds of fish and seafood, or just fish. That would be fine, and that would be quite authentic. The first thing we're going to do to this fish is we're going to add about 4 to 6 cloves of garlic, freshly minced garlic. The more the merrier, as I told you before. When it comes to cooking, if you use more garlic, it's gonna taste better. That's an aromatic. I mean, who doesn't like garlic? Okay, so we've got that, and then the other thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take about a tablespoonful of freshly ground cumin. Now, I freshly grind all my seeds and spices if it calls for that, and because otherwise it's just gonna taste like sawdust. It's not gonna have much flavor, and this is very aromatic. So we're going to put in a tablespoon, and yeah, that's quite a bit, but remember we have 1.5 pounds of fish and shellfish here. And then I'm going to put in some paprika. Of course we're going to use Spanish paprika, and this is also very fresh. So there's a lot of paprika, a lot of cumin. Wonderful. Okay. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take 2 limes, and we're going to take a rind off the lime. Now remember, I told you that when it comes to citrus, most of the essential oils are in the rind. Therefore, don't ever forget to put it in when it makes sense. Now, you don't want to get any of the white stuff in here because that will be bitter, so that wouldn't taste very good. But that's my little addition, my little twist on this. It's what I do, and it makes it a Spice Lady dish. And now a little tip is I did put this lime into the microwave for about 30 seconds before I started to do this dish, and that is because it was a very dry, hard lime, and therefore you need to extract the juices by either rolling it heavily on a surface or by putting it in the microwave and releasing all of those juices. So this is going to marinate for about, well, as long as you can, basically, because it's a thick fish. You don't have to worry about it cooking so much. You know, like ceviche, when you put an acid into the mix, it will actually cook the fish. But in this particular instance, it's not going to do that. It's just going to marinate and get flavor within the fish flesh. I'm going to put in a little bit of freshly ground pepper because that always tastes good. You could put about a teaspoonful, as much pepper as you think will taste good. And you're going to put in, I like to use pink Himalayan sea salt. We're in the right area of the globe to use this. I'm going to have it sit for about 30 minutes before we start the next part of this wonderful dish of moqueca from Brazil, Portuguese style, and I look forward to showing you the rest when we come back. The next part of moqueca is getting your vegetables ready. And basically what we're gonna put in is 4 bell peppers and 2 tomatoes and 2 onions. And we're gonna chop up the onions and we're gonna slice up the bell peppers. So what we're gonna do with the bell peppers is we're going to take the top off like that. We're gonna take our paring knife and we're gonna take the knife and just roll it around so that we separate the seeds from the inside, like that. Okay, so what I've done is I've cut up all of those peppers into rings like this, and you want to have maybe a 1/4 inch thick of all these rings. So I've got red peppers and green peppers and yellow peppers, and I've only done 3 because these are huge peppers, so 3 would be enough. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take some tomatoes and we're going to slice them too. So we're gonna slice them around the width. So we've got like slices of tomatoes the same thickness as the peppers. So now I've got some chopped up onions here, and I've got my Dutch oven, and I've got it on about 355 or medium to medium high heat. And this is what that red palm oil looks like. All right, so it's in its solid state, and we're gonna take about 2 tablespoons, which sounds like a lot, and it is, but it's not a lot when you look at it in terms of the number of servings this is gonna have. So this is gonna be about 4 to 6 servings of fish. My friend Deborah said you just have to have the red palm oil. She says that's where the most flavor is in this dish, and it won't be the same. So this has got a very high soaking point. Before it goes into flames, we're going to put in, that's kind of a nice flavor. You know, red palm oil is sort of like in the same category as coconut oil. So they're vegetable fats. They are saturated, but apparently this has so many health benefits that it's not a bad oil to use. So we're using it because Deborah said to use it, and it's authentic. And you want to have that going on. That's what's important for this dish, okay? It's the color. So you're not supposed to skimp. I suppose you can use olive oil or coconut oil or whatever you want, but it won't be authentic, and it won't have the color, and it won't have the flavor. And then the next part is kind of fun, okay? So the next part is we're gonna layer all of these beautiful peppers, and I just wanna get these onions cooked through to a translucent state. We're gonna take our plate full of beautiful slices, and we're going to put them in by layers. So we're just gonna layer up all of these peppers, and then we're gonna take our fish and we're gonna put that next. And you're gonna layer it in layers. So I don't care if they're whole fillets, go ahead and put them in. Have all the juices, all of the shrimp, all of that garlic and paprika and cumin. Looks like this. Then you're going to put all your tomatoes in a beautiful layer all over the top. This is so pretty. This is what it looks like with all that. And then you're going to take a can of coconut milk and just pour it over the works. Now this coconut milk is light. You can use full bodied. I'm just using light because I have it. And everything's gonna steam in this. I'm just gonna bring it up to a boil first. It looks like our moqueca is ready. I put in about half a cup of rice. This smells amazing. Just to show you what we've got going here, we've got all of those peppers and tomatoes and all the juices and this beautiful red palm color going on here. And it's been steaming for about 15-20 minutes, doesn't take very long. And now we're going to take out some of this good stuff. So I'm going to take out a couple of tomato slices. And I'm going to get into, I've got some of the prawns here. I'm going to show you what it looks like in a minute. We've got this beautiful fish falling apart, so we know that it's ready. Oh, it's beautiful. Smells amazing. Take some of this beautiful broth, which is all the juices from everything. So this is what moqueca looks like. Whoa! Some people like to put cilantro in their moqueca to add some of that cilantro or cilantro flavor inside while it's cooking. But I like to put it on the top. So I'm just putting a bunch of cilantro here on the top. My kids don't like cilantro, so if this is gonna end up on their plates at all. So this is what it looks like. Whoa, I did it again. And I'm going to taste it. Take a little bit of the pepper, the fish. It's hot. The coconut milk. Flavor is fantastic. You get a little hint of that cumin, the paprika, this beautiful golden red color. I don't know if golden red is a color, but you know what I'm talking about from the red palm oil. Well, thank you for watching. It's been a pleasure sharing my Brazilian Portuguese moqueca with you. And Deborah, if you're watching, this is for you. You've inspired me. And I'm really happy that you did, because this is a delicious dinner. So I look forward to seeing everyone soon. If you like this episode, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the recipes. And remember, I love you. Take care. Bye-bye. See you next time.